Steven Spielberg owns a $182 million mega yacht, burns over $100,000 in jet fuel without thinking twice, and earns more money in his sleep than most studios make in a year. He's the man behind the movies that shaped your childhood, especially Jurassic Park. But behind the gentle storyteller image is a billionaire with an empire bigger than Hollywood itself. In this video, we dive into the extraordinary wealth of Steven Spielberg, family, legacy, and personal life. For all the power and money Steven Spielberg has, his personal life stays surprisingly quiet. He has been married to actress Kate Capshaw since 1991, and their blended family is a huge part of his identity. Together, they raised 7 children: Jessica, Theo, Sasha, Sawyer, Destry, Michaela, and Max. Each one grew up far from the spotlight, in a home that values creativity but protects privacy. Spielberg also has deep ties across Hollywood. He is the godfather to Drew Barrymore and Gwyneth Paltrow, a sign of how trusted he is by some of the biggest names in the industry. 2 moments in his life show the human side behind the legend. He was diagnosed with dyslexia at age 60, which explained years of silent struggle. And at 75, he recovered from COVID, proving that even the most powerful figures aren't untouchable. Despite being one of the richest and most influential filmmakers in history, Spielberg keeps his family life calm, grounded, and almost hidden. His biggest legacy isn't just the movies that shaped childhoods worldwide, but the private world he built and protected behind the scenes. The billion-dollar director. Steven Spielberg isn't just a famous director, he is one of the richest people in the entire entertainment world. His net worth sits at around $5.3 billion, making him the richest celebrity billionaire alive and the second wealthiest filmmaker, right behind his friend George Lucas. What makes this even more shocking is that Spielberg didn't build his fortune by acting or owning a giant company. He built it by telling stories that the world couldn't stop watching. What surprises most people is how much Spielberg earns even when he isn't directing anything. Every year, he makes around $150 million, mostly from deals he signed decades ago. This is money that comes in whether he is working, sleeping, or taking a long vacation on one of his yachts. Spielberg's income is almost fully passive, meaning the money never stops flowing. A huge part of this comes from the movies he created. His films have made over $10 billion at the global box office. Because he's not just a director, but also a producer with special deals, he earns royalties every time those movies are shown, streamed, or reused. One of his biggest wins was Jurassic Park. Spielberg made $250 million from the first film alone, which would be around $360 million today. And the wild part? He still earns money from the sequels, even the ones he didn't direct. But Spielberg's empire doesn't end with movies. Universal Studios pays him between $30 and $50 million every year just for using his ideas in their theme parks. Think about that for a second. He gets paid millions simply because rides like Jurassic Park exist. It might be the easiest paycheck in Hollywood. On top of that, he signed streaming partnerships with Netflix and Apple, bringing in even more steady money. These deals are private, but experts estimate they add millions to his yearly income. Some websites claim Spielberg is worth more than $10 billion, but those are exaggerations. Forbes keeps its estimate at $5.3 billion, which already puts him far ahead of almost every celebrity on Earth. By the time you finish looking at his income streams, one thing becomes very clear. Steven Spielberg didn't just make iconic films. He built one of the smartest, most unstoppable money machines in Hollywood history: the lavish life, yachts, jets, and luxury indulgence. When you look at Steven Spielberg's wealth, it's easy to see that he spends it just as boldly as he earns it, and nothing shows this better than his love for mega yachts. In 2013, Spielberg bought a massive 282-foot yacht called the Seven Seas for a jaw-dropping $182 million. This wasn't just a boat, it was basically a floating mansion. It had a private cinema, a helipad, a gym, luxurious suites, and staff members who lived on board to serve him around the clock. At the time, it was one of the most expensive yachts available for charter, costing $1.2 million per month just to rent. But Spielberg didn't hold on to it forever. In 2021, he sold the yacht for around $150 million to Canadian billionaire Barry Zekelman. And instead of downsizing, Spielberg did something even more surprising. He immediately ordered a bigger one. His new yacht, a 358-foot custom-built version of the Seven Seas, shows how much he enjoys comfort, privacy, and over-the-top luxury. It's the kind of decision only a billionaire with endless income streams can make without thinking twice. His spending doesn't stop on the water. Spielberg also has a well-known habit of traveling by private jet, and this has sparked plenty of public debate. Flight tracking records revealed that he burned over $116,000 worth of jet fuel in just a few months. In a time when many celebrities were criticized for excessive private jet use, Spielberg's numbers raised eyebrows. But for him, private travel is about privacy, safety, and convenience. And as one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces, those things matter a lot. The criticism doesn't seem to bother him. Spielberg has spent decades living in the public eye, and if flying privately helps him stay away from crowds, paparazzi, and constant attention, he's willing to pay the price. And with his enormous yearly income, the cost barely makes a dent. Whether it's a super yacht cruising across the ocean or a private jet cutting through the sky, Spielberg's lifestyle makes one thing clear. When you're a billionaire filmmaker, luxury isn't an upgrade, it's the default. Spielberg's car collection, a museum on wheels. Steven Spielberg has always used cars as powerful storytelling tools in his movies, from the Jeep chases in Jurassic Park to the futuristic vehicles in Minority Report. But what many people don't know is that his love for cars doesn't stop on screen. In real life, Spielberg has built one of the most interesting and personal car collections in Hollywood. It's part museum, part time capsule, and completely unique to him. His collection holds some of the rarest and most valuable vehicles ever made. One of the crown jewels is the 1937 Bugatti Type 57 SC Adelante, a car so rare and historic that collectors treat it like art. It's the kind of machine you don't just drive, you protect it like a treasure. Then there's the 1975 Lamborghini Countach, one of the most iconic supercars in history, worth around $900,000 today. Just seeing one on the road is rare, but Spielberg owns his like a piece of automotive history. Not all his cars are million-dollar toys. Spielberg also loves American classics, including a 1957 Chevy Corvette valued at around $150,000 and a 1966 Ford Mustang worth about $30,000. These aren't flashy cars, they're nostalgic, timeless, and speak to his love for the past. They feel like vehicles pulled straight out of an old Hollywood set. He also owns a 1989 Ferrari Mondial, around $45,000, and a 1974 Volkswagen Thing, around $25,000, both more unusual choices that show his playful side. These are the cars you keep not for price or status, but because they make you smile. And of course, Spielberg stays connected to the future too. He owns a 2019 Tesla Model S, showing that he's just as interested in modern technology as he is in vintage beauty. This mix of old and new perfectly reflects his style, a filmmaker who honors the past while always looking ahead. From rare Bugattis to simple Volkswagens, Spielberg's garage is more than a collection. It's a personal museum where every car tells a story, just like the movies he creates. Real estate kingdom, homes worth millions. For someone as powerful and private as Steven Spielberg, his homes are more than places to live. They are quiet worlds designed for comfort, creativity, and escape. Spielberg owns some of the most high-end properties in the country, and each one reflects a different part of his life and personality. One of his main homes is in Pacific Palisades, California, a neighborhood known for its ocean views, peaceful streets, and extremely high property prices. It's the kind of area where only top actors, producers, and CEOs can afford to live. Spielberg's estate sits in one of the most exclusive sections of the community. It's private, secure, and surrounded by nature, perfect for someone who has spent decades in the public eye. Inside, the home includes things you'd expect from a filmmaker of his level. Art-filled walls, cozy screening rooms, and workspaces built exactly the way he likes them. Across the country, Spielberg also owns a beautiful property in East Hampton, New York. This area is famous for its beaches, quiet luxury, and long history of being a getaway for some of the richest families in America. Spielberg's home fits right into that world. Large, peaceful, and designed for privacy. It gives him a calm escape from Hollywood where he can relax with his family and enjoy the ocean. What makes Spielberg's real estate so impressive isn't just the price, it's the lifestyle behind it. These homes aren't crowded mansions filled with random decorations. They're carefully curated spaces built around creativity. His properties include movie rooms for private screenings, personal offices for writing and planning films, and rooms full of art collected over decades. They are the kind of homes that tell a story about someone who has spent his life mastering imagination. Together, these estates form a quiet, billion-dollar real estate kingdom. Not loud, not flashy, just elegant, private, and perfectly designed for a man who has shaped modern cinema. The Spielberg Empire: companies, deals, and box office power. Steven Spielberg is known for his movies, but many people don't know he also runs a powerful business empire. At the center of it is Amblin Partners, the company he leads as chairman and CEO. He launched it in 2015, and it has grown into a billion-dollar machine that controls movies, TV shows, music rights, and global partnerships. Spielberg owns a huge stake in the company, worth over $1 billion, giving him real control, not just creative input. What makes Amblin even stronger are the companies behind it. Universal, Lionsgate, Reliance Entertainment, and Alibaba Pictures all partner with Spielberg. These are some of the biggest entertainment giants in the world. Their support gives Amblin money, global reach, and the power to keep making hit projects without slowing down. In 2023, Amblin made a smart move by selling 50% of its film music catalog, which includes music from more than 75 movies. The deal brought in millions of dollars and proved something important. Even the soundtracks from Spielberg's old films are still extremely valuable today. He also invests in the future. Spielberg put money into Dreamscape VR, a company building high-end virtual reality experiences, and Wonder Dynamics, an AI tool that helps filmmakers add effects more easily. These choices show he isn't stuck in the past. He's preparing for the next era of entertainment. Now to the part that truly built his fortune, the box office. Spielberg's films have earned over $10 billion, making him the most successful director in history. His biggest hits include Jurassic Park, E.T., Indiana Jones, The Lost World, Jaws, and Saving Private Ryan. These movies didn't just break records, they made Spielberg rich in a special way. Unlike most directors, Spielberg makes deals that give him a percentage of the profits, just like an owner. That means when a movie becomes a global hit, he earns tens of millions. Even better, he also earns money from sequels he didn't direct, especially in the Jurassic Park franchise. And there's the legendary deal. Spielberg owns 2.5% of Star Wars profits because of a friendly bet with George Lucas. Every time Star Wars makes money, Spielberg gets paid. Not everything has been perfect. He lost about $20–30 million in the Bernie Madoff scam. But for someone with an empire this strong, it barely made a dent. By now, it's clear. Spielberg is not just a filmmaker. He is a businessman, an investor, and the quiet owner of one of the most powerful empires in entertainment. From mega yachts to billion-dollar studios, Steven Spielberg's life is the ultimate mix of creativity and wealth. Behind the movies that shaped generations lies an empire most people can only imagine. Yet, amid the fortune and fame, he keeps his family life private, grounding himself in love, art, and legacy. What surprises you most about Spielberg's world, his empire, his possessions, or the quiet life he leads away from the spotlight?